So, the calamity that ensued behind the death of Biggie shook the East Coast. It rocked me as well. Sean could have stopped it. He was complicit in it. He was a contributor. He knew it was going to happen and it didn't stop it. This was his friend. No, they were not nearly as close as Sean would have the public believe, but still, as far as Sean was concerned, we were great to the public. We were just having the off and on relationship of a normal couple, and I probably just seemed like a money hungry hoe. But the truth is, I just got used to not having a choice. Today, I recognized it for what it was: Stockholm Syndrome. I was at his beck and call and had become comfortable with it. Quincy had everything he could ever want, with the exception, of course, of a normal parental figure. That is why this chapter is so powerful for me. A mother's love is so real. One night I was out with my boyfriend. Yes, we were on again. And we were joined for dinner by none other than Mrs. Wallace. Sean looked over as security allowed Miss Wallace to approach the table and sit. Miss Wallace spoke with a smile. "Hello, Sean. Hi, Kim." I smiled the best I could. What a situation. For all intents purposes, she is sitting with her son's killer. I hope my voice didn't betray my feelings as I said, "Hi, Miss Wallace." Sean smiled also as he said, "Hello, Miss Wallace." Wow, that would be something right there, sitting across after Biggie's death. And you pretty much know already what's, happened to him the first time. So, I do for you. When I got your call, it sounded urgent. What can I do for you? When I got your call, it sounded urgent. He was able to appear as if he was smiling warmly. This was the creepiest situation of my entire life. She looked at Sean with pleading eyes. "I know this isn't your problem, but things have gotten kind of hard. I was hoping that you could send some money. If you could send some of that money Chris made with you this way." Sean shook his head. "That's not something I can just do. There are attorneys and accountants. Can I maybe help you out with a little something to get you past the hump?" Sean reached into his pocket to dig for his wallet. "I haven't even seen how much Biggie left. It's going on 2 years. Just how long is this going to take?" Sean sighed as he replied, "These things are difficult, Mrs. Wallace. I don't know. The attorneys don't make this easy." Miss Wallace pushed further. "I don't understand what's so difficult. He worked for you. He made his money. Where is it?" Sean took his head as if he was saddened by what he was saying as he continued, "It's not like I can just give you his money. You're entitled to a certain amount, and they are just trying to figure out what the amount is." I don't mean to sound cruel, but it wouldn't be fair to me to just give you tons of money. Yeah, it would, considering what you actually done. That's crazy to me that he's actually doing this to Biggie Smalls' mom post him getting him killed. He's literally telling his mom, "Nah, I can't give you no money." You know what I'm saying? The label's got to figure all that out and divvy it up of what he actually owed. Matter of fact, he didn't even, you know what I'm saying? He owed me money. So I can give you a little bit of money to get you over the hump right now, but all that other shit we got to work out later on. Yo, this nigga is a foul dude. Super foul for this. You're entitled to certain amounts. Entitled to certain amounts is wild. I don't mean to sound cruel, but it wouldn't be fair to me to just give you tons of money. You got rich off my son, and now you're keeping all of his money? Sean kept his cool as he replied, "I'm afraid business isn't that cut and dry, Miss Wallace. Excuse me. I paid for publicity. I mean, in all actuality, if I'm going to be straightforward, Mrs. Wallace, Chris probably owed me. I wouldn't know until it's all worked out. The anger in Biggie's mom's voice barely overshadowed the pain, or perhaps it magnified. Yeah, this dude going to hell for all the shit that he did, yo. Magnified, uttered the only words she could muster. You bastard. Sean didn't flinch. He just said, look at the contract. I am honestly trying to get him as much as possible out of it. But I have investors. I can't just take money that doesn't belong to him and start giving it away. Miss Wallace exploded. Miss Wallace exploded in response. You know good and well, Chris didn't owe you a damn thing. Sean stared at her straight in the eye, unwaveringly, and said he would have started making a profit after a few years. His money until his album sales paid for studio time, music videos. Oh, his money until his album sales paid for studio time, music videos, publishing, and marketing would have come from doing shows. I'm sorry he isn't here to make that money. I miss him. You miss him, or you miss making the money off of him already? Her response was deadpan. Did you kill my son? Momentarily, Sean was stunned into silence. She asked again, her voice quivering. Did you? He started. Miss Wallace. She would not be redirected. Answer the question. I was not used to seeing Sean on the defensive. No, of course not. She looked at him with spite. The anger in her voice enough to send shivers up my spine as she replied with a menace only a mother can. I don't believe you, Sean. Sean looked at her with a sadness that I knew in my soul to be fake. Although looking at him without context, anyone would believe him as he replied, I'm sorry to hear that. Today I know he was able to muster that false sincerity because he's a sociopath. Someone just called him that too. That's the crazy part. He's a true sociopath. Original me, you just said that too. He is a true sociopath too. Back then, I thought it was compassion. With no more words, Miss Wallace stood up and left. Sean watched her exit with disbelief, not knowing what to do. I placed my order. Dinner that night was long and silent. I feared for Miss Wallace's life. Sean is most dangerous when he feels threatened. Shouts out to Kim Portillo. Shouts out to Kim Portillo. No, she could not physically threaten him, but this threat was very real. If she goes public with her accusations, Sean's image would be damaged. I have felt for myself extents he will go through in order to protect that image. The crazy thing is, there was a huge lawsuit that she just couldn't afford to even fight anymore. And after that, I think she got like $10 million after fighting. Again, was it really even worth it at the end of the day?